how you can build trust and be the go-to expert in your niche market to attract your dream clients instead of chasing leads using one-to-one tactics. Hey, it's Chris Coffin. I want to share some insights into my real estate business. I'm a Coldwell Banker agent just like you. I've been among the top 1% of all Coldwell Banker agents for over 10 years, and I'm in a very small market. So what are some of the things that I've done that you can replicate in your real estate agent business? Let me tell you a story about my market report system. In fact, on the back of my business card, you'll see there's a call to action to get on my email newsletter and distribution list for my market report. And it just so happened that a number of years ago when I was pretty early on as a Coldwell Banker agent and still struggling and trying to build my business, I got a call, and it was an opportunity to come to a luxury and a very affluent homeowner's home to talk to them about listing their home. So I did all my homework. I prepared, I was ready, and I showed up with all this information. And before we sat down, I looked across the table, and the wife, she was sitting with her back, and she had her arms crossed, and so really negative body language, right? And she looked at me and she pointed and she said, "You wouldn't even be here if it weren't for him." And it kind of caught me off guard, and I looked at him and I said, "Well, why is that?" And he said, "Well," her husband, he said, "Well, I've got on your newsletter and email distribution list. I've been receiving your market report newsletters, and I said that when we were ready to sell our home, you are going to be our real estate agent." And in that moment, it dawned on me that all the information that I had prepared to go through and justify my existence and why I was there and why I thought it was a great option to earn their business were not necessary. And instead, in quick thinking, I said, well, thank you very much. How would you like to proceed? And opened that up to both of them. And I think it was, she said, well, we just need to know how much our home is worth and how long it's going to take to sell our home. But I realized that I had already earned their business. And so then I said, well, great. I prepared a property valuation report or a CMA. Would you like me to go through that now? And so I did. And long story short, I ended up earning their business and was their listing agent. And it was a feather in my cap because it was a luxury home. Not only that, it sold for I think right around $2 million in my market. That was at the top end at the time. And then through my relationship with this client, I helped them to buy and sell additional real estate and was able to work with a number of other friends of theirs and people in the community that saw, that I was working with them. So birds of a feather flock together. So what's the lesson here? The lesson is I did one-to-many marketing. I wasn't chasing one-to-one leads, and I was using my time effectively. I think one-to-one can be a time suck and not an efficient use of your time. But as I was always say, if you're doing something that works for you and you enjoy doing it, then keep doing it. I would never encourage you to change any of that. But it's important to understand who your dream client is and where your niche market is. So that's super duper important as well, to understand and define who your target dream client, target demographic, target avatar, who you want to focus on and who you want to do business with, so you can attract more of those people. And then that's the what. And the what is, what are you going to do to attract those people? What things can you do to show you're that expert and authority and generate that trust? And that was the reason that I won that business, because I established myself as a credible expert and an authority. I built that trust up front. And so they had already made a decision before I walked through the door. And then the last thing is, what marketing systems are you going to use, which can answer the number one question that all buyers and sellers have. And hopefully it also does what it did for me and that continues to do for me, which is to promote you as the expert and the authority, the right choice for that dream client that you want to do business with. So that's a little high level. Your action items for today would be understanding who your dream client is. And I would say go back and look at the clients that you've worked with that were your favorite, that represented the most of the market and how you can do a better job of understanding who they are so you can attract, remember, birds of a feather flock together, more of those type of dream clients, and also understand where they are, where your niche market is. A lot of times I speak with other real estate agents and they have this giant geographic area instead of niching down and becoming an expert and a specialist in a specific niche market area. And then what? Do you have a market report? Do you have a newsletter? Do you have a database? Do you have a CRM? What are the things that you're doing to be able to easily market yourself and promote yourself in a one-to-many fashion? Does that make sense? And then finally, I'll say I'm super excited to next time share with you how you can create a steady stream of business by really understanding and connecting with those dream clients. So once you understand who they are and where they are, the next step is to really connect with them. So I hope this has been helpful and informative to you. Have an awesome day.